Candy Chang. Charles, could you flip to that? I've got a little bit of a sinus infection. Can you tell? So I know my voice is sounding really sexy tonight, right? So Candy Chang is an artist, kind of a sociologist, urbanologist who lives in New Orleans, and she experienced the death of a close friend. This close friend was really young, I think in her 20s, and this kind of sent Candy Chang into a tailspin. But so she began to think about the question, because of her friend's death. You know, when someone close to us dies, it kind of invites us to ask some questions about our own lives, right? So she began to ask the question, what did she really want to do with her life before she died? And so, being from New Orleans and loving New Orleans, and being an artist, she decided that she would invite the whole community, or as many people as possible, to answer that same question. Before I die, I want to, and you fill in the blank. So she found an abandoned house in New Orleans. Charles, you want to show that? And she created this art project where she put up this big billboard. It says, "Before I die, I want to," and with all these blanks, and she just plastered this on the side of a house in New Orleans. And within a day after she put it up, the whole thing was filled up. All these people had come from nowhere, really, around this abandoned house, and had written all the things that they wanted to do before they die. You can't really see all of it, so I put some of them up here. So Charles, so some of them are like, before I die, I want to be tried for piracy. That's pretty cool, right? I want to be tried for piracy. Before I die, I want to straddle the international date line. That's cool. Before I die, I want to plant a tree. Before I die, I want to hold her one more time. That's a romantic right there, right? Or maybe it's a father who is missing his daughter. Before I die, I want to be someone's cavalry. And then this one, before I die, I want to become completely myself. So all of these things are up here, and there's all kinds of things. But what's amazing about this is, to me, that what was once an abandoned piece of property became alive with people's hope. What was neglected in the city, a neglected space, becomes a place for people to imagine a different future for themselves. What was abandoned space becomes a place where people can actually come alive with hope and imagination. So this thing took off and went all the way around the world. It went all the way over to Europe, all the way across the world. And Houston actually had one of these too. This is the "Before I Die, I Want To" billboard in Houston. Did any of you ever see that?
I did.
You did? Did you fill in the blank?
I did.
You didn't? Yeah. So it strikes a chord, right? It just about what it looks like to live and to imagine and to hope and to dream. So Jesus says this. Jesus says this in John chapter 10, verse 10. "A thief is only there to kill and steal and destroy, but I have come that you might have life, an abundantly full and overflowing life." Jesus doesn't mean that we're going to have life that's absent of difficulty and hard times, but he means that there is an abundance of life that God gives, even in the midst of the things that are really troubling and really difficult to go through. So here's what I want to suggest to you tonight, okay? Here's what I want to suggest. That even though we all go through these sort of emotionally draining and life-altering situations and experiences, that doesn't have to impede our imaginations. Why is that? Because God is with us, right? God is for us. God is among us as we are with each other, and the Spirit of God is within us. And that means that when we experience even these experiences in our life that suck the life out of us because the Spirit of God is within us, that God can use those experiences to breathe life back into us and help us to imagine a different future, a more hopeful future for ourselves and even for those around us and for the communities that we live in. That's what Candy Chain did. So I wonder for you guys and for all of us, if you were to fill in that blank, before I die, I wonder what that would be for you. What do you dream? What do you imagine? Out of your life, what comes out of your life that can inspire hope for other people? That's all I got to say tonight, okay? All right. So who's going to pray tonight?